Henri Théory speaks at JFU meeting and states that at this rate Japan will never win the World Cup. Hirotoshi Baratsuta is fine with it as they make enough money and mocks her if she truly believed Japan can win it. She do believes it and states the only one who can help them win it is Jinpachi Ego. Kira angry for his elimination. As the tag game ends, Kira can't understand what happened. Ego congratulates the winners and tells the losers are out. Kira gets angry that such a sully game will determine his career and yells at Ego that he is more talented than the others there. He also wonders what the game has to do with football. Ego explains that in Blue Lock everything has to do with football, and if he looks around, he will see the area they are is the size of a penalty area, from where 75% of the goals happen, and if he can't work in this space, he has no talent as a striker. As running player in this tag game, the striker needs keen sense of interpersonal space, tactics, and positioning, while the running player needs to have dribbling and precise aiming. Kira is still angry as in a normal game you play 90 minutes and he can't measure his talent in just 2 minutes.
Just a training drill? You can't possibly know anything about me in only 2 minutes!
Ego explains that on average the total amount of time any player spends on the ball in a 90-minute game is 136 seconds. Kira states that nothing can be done in the last 10 seconds, but Ego questions him if he would do the same if it was a normal game. He explains that when the ball hit Kira, he had 1 second before the time runs out and he could have kicked it at Igarashi, but he didn't. Similarly, if it was a normal game, he would have given up, instead of taking the chance to kick it and score. Ego states that in this tag game, if you hold the ball for too long, you are the loser, but it can also be the winner as only you can decide who is hit next. Ego states that Youichi aimed for someone stronger, and Bachira stole the ball and aimed at the strongest, which is the egoism he is looking for. Kira still can't accept it and gets super angry as he leaves. Isagi wonders why he kicked the ball, but he feels pumped up. He asks Bachira why he passed him as he could have just ignored the ball and eliminate Bachira, but Bachira states his face was saying he will kick it, as results only matter here. He believed in Isagi and won. Ego tells them to remember what victory feels like as each time they win, their ego will grow. He then congratulates them on passing the admission exam. The 11 will form Team Z, and will live and work together, but sometimes betray each other. On day 3, Team Z is training in the gym and Isagi sees that Reichi runs faster than him and Kuon jumps higher. At the cafeteria, they get rice and miso soup, but they side dish changes depending on their rank. As 299th, Isagi gets natto, which makes Igarashi jealous as 300th he got pickled radish. Kagamaru gets dumplings and Naruaya steals one, causing Kagamaru to chase him. Bachira states there is a monster inside of him. At night, Isagi can't sleep as he recalls Reichi, Kira and Kuon being better than him, and decides he needs to do something or he will be kicked out next. As he leaves their room, he meets Bachira who invites him to train with him. Isagi asks Bachira how did he knew he would aim at Kira, and Bachira states it's because there is a monster inside of him. Isagi wonders what he means and Bachira explains that when he plays, a monster comes out and tells him to score a goal, but at that time the monster told him to pass to Isagi as there is a monster inside of him too. Bachira states that when he plays, he listens to the monster and wonders if Isagi hears it too.
This time was different. The monster said to me, "Pass it to Isagi."
Isagi doesn't know what he means, but when he kicked the ball at Kira, he didn't feel like himself and now wants to know what this monster is, as it may help him survive Blue Lock. Bachira believes all the great players have monsters inside of them and is glad that he came as he got to meet Isagi. Isagi gets excited to continue training, but they get an announcement that the results of the fitness tests are assessed and everyone need to return to their rooms to confirm the latest rankings. Going back the Team Z room, Igarashi shows that his rank is now 275 and Isagi sees he is 274. Ego shows on screen and asks them how are they doing and Reichi complains he can't improve in this crummy environment, and Naruaya complains about the food. Ego states their environment is crummy because their skills are crummy. Each team lost one player in the game of tag, which leaves a total of 275 players now. Igarashi then realizes he got happy for nothing as he is still the last ranked. Ego proceeds explaining that rank 1 to 11 are in Team B, rank 12 to 22 are in Team C, and so on, which makes Team Z consisting of the lowest ranked players. Higher ranked players get to eat gourmet food and train in better buildings, and if they want better food and environment, they need to rank up. Ego then states they are starting the first selection. A reporter from Soccer Direct, Shusaku Nihei, interviews Sei Itachi, who is a genius midfielder in the academy of one of the world's top clubs, Royale. Nihei wonders if Itachi will play in Japan's domestic league, but Itachi denies it, stating he would rather play with college kids in Germany. Nihei then wonders if Itachi has dreams of representing Japan at international level, but Itachi denies it, stating that the national team is weak and will never be the greatest in the world. As Itachi leaves, he sees a JFU conference that announces the Blue Lock project to the public. The media questions JFU if they are ready to sacrifice the career of 299 players just for one. Henri states they are, as this is the only way Japan's football can move forward. Ego explaining first selection. Ego reveals that the first selection will involve the 55 players in Building 5. The 5 teams there will play against each other and the top 2 teams will move on to the second selection. Team Z then start to argue who will play in what position.
I'm most qualified to play center forward.
No, I am.
Ego interrupts them and states that football was originally with only strikers and they should create the football from zero. Henri states that Japan's football had improved in the last years and they are now closer to the top than before, but to be in the top, they need an extra step like this project as it's time for the current Japanese football to die. Ego tells the players that they don't need teamwork, but one hero. Football evolves when a hero like that exists as new tactics are born to stop him. The JFU conference ends, but the media are angry. However, Itachi decides to stay in Japan and see what kind of idiot will be born. Team Z then comes out to face Team X.
I'm gonna survive this. Watch me!